nigga in his shit. Me and AJ spin that block. We shoot them niggas in that shit. And we gon' spin that block again. You shoot them niggas in that shit. We spin that block. Hey, we pop that little ass in that shit. Shoot that nigga in his shit. Fall in that bitch. Me and AJ spin that block. And we fucking them girls in the back. And we fucking them girls in the back. And we shoot them niggas in that shit. And we pop that little ass in that motherfucking shit. Hey, shoot that nigga with that Draco. AJ shoot that nigga with that shotgun. Hey, go. Hey, shoot that nigga in his shit. Fall in that bitch. Hey, spin to me and AJ spin that block. And we gon' spin again. Hey, shoot that nigga. Shoot that nigga. Shoot all them niggas. Hey, 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 hey. Spin that nigga block. And we shoot that nigga shit. And we fall that nigga shit. And I push that nigga with a 2-piece. Hey, AJ spin that block. AJ spin that block. And that nigga hit that with that nigga 2-piece. Hey, and I pop that nigga ass with that motherfucking Draco. Hey, I spin that block and I hit that nigga with a fucking pop. Hey, I hit that nigga with a Draco and I hit that motherfucker with that Naco. Hey, AJ hit that nigga. AJ hit that nigga with that fucking SMG. And I hit that nigga with that AR. Hey, we pop both of their ass. Hey, shoot that nigga in his shit. We fall in that bitch. Blowing up that nigga shit. We blow that nigga house down. Blow that nigga crib down. Blow that nigga fucker down. And we fucking girls. AJ took the little one and I took the big one. AJ took the big one and I took the little one. I already know who it is. Me and AJ on this shit. And we crop that nigga ass with that fucking 2-piece, bitch.
Look,
Hey,
Granny,
you already know
they
what
should be
it
teaching
is.
this in school.
Look at it on this bitch. Me and AJ and
Huzzah! A toast to breakfast.
Hey, turn this bitch up in here. Hey. Me and AJ spin that block, and we shoot them niggas shit, and we fall in that bitch, and we crack them niggas shit. We hit that nigga with that motherfucking Draco, and AJ Pomo in my side, and we hit that nigga with that shot, and we hit that nigga in his shit. Yeah, I bet he won't spin that block again, and we hit that nigga with that shit, and we fall in that bitch. We hit that nigga shit, we blow that shit up, we blow that motherfucking shit up. Hey, we got that money. Hey, we spin that block, and we spin that block, and we shoot that nigga shit up. Hey, no, and we shoot that nigga shit up. Hey, me and AJ spin that block, and we bet that nigga won't spin that shit again. We hit that nigga with that Jago in that fucking bin. We hit that nigga, we flush that nigga in that face. We hit that nigga with a motherfucking head off. Hey, we shoot that nigga shit up, on and on. Hey, and we pop that nigga in his shit. Hey, on and on. And we spin that nigga block, and we shoot that nigga shit, and we fall in that bitch. You already know who it is. It's Lil Kaden and AJ. And we spin that nigga shit. We spin that nigga block, and we shot that nigga in his shit, and we kicked that car. Caught that nigga. I caught that little ass bitch in that motherfucking head. We spin that nigga block, and I beat that nigga ass. We shoot that nigga shit, and we bet that won't spin that ass. Hey, we spit that nigga in that fucking shit. Hit that nigga with that Draco in that fucking bed. Hit that nigga in that fucking shit, and we in a fucking bed. Hey, already know who it is.
Drugs in cities far from their home. No dark alleys to hide. Lieutenant Colonel Nord, I don't recall that conversation.
Los Angeles Police Department's crash programs to become richer, better, and better organized.
The war on drugs is focused on crack. Super addicted drugs are menacing our society.
You are now about to witness the strength of street.
Hey, and we we shoot that nigga shit. If he fall in that bitch, hit that nigga with that Draco in that fucking bin. And put that nigga in that fucking hella. And we spin that nigga block. And we shoot that nigga shit up in that motherfucking block. Hit that nigga with that motherfucking toothpick. And I put that nigga in that fuck. Me and AJ spin that nigga block. And we stick that nigga girl. And we store that nigga girl. Store that nigga bitch in that fucking little twin. Hey, he took that bitch. Took that motherfucking bitch. Hit that mama in his fucking shit. And we spin that good. And we hit that nigga with that Draco. Me and AJ by my side. And we hit that nigga with that fucking Draco. Hey, hit that nigga shit. Hit that bitch and hit that fucking shit. Hit that nigga shit. Hit that nigga shit. Hey, hit that block. Hey, no, come on now. Hell no, come on now. Here, hit that nigga shit. And we spin that motherfucking block. Hey, me and AJ spin that motherfucking block. Around that nigga motherfucking circle. In that shit and block. And we shit on that nigga. Ay, hit that nigga in that fucking bitch. In that motherfucking shit. Hey, hit that nigga block. Hit that nigga shit. Blow that nigga fucking house down. In that fucking bitch. Hey, that nigga got a fucking cruise in that and we burn that shit down in that fucking bin. Hey, hit that nigga shit. Hit that mother, shot that nigga with that fucking tortilla in that motherfucking shit. And I hit that nigga with that track. And I hit that with that bitch. Hit him in that, hit him in that, hit. Caught that nigga in that nigga head. And I beat that bitch. And I beat that nigga ass. And I caught that nigga shit. And I beat that nigga ass. And I caught that little bitch. Stole that nigga girl. Me and AJ stole that little twin. Hey, I stole that bitch. And I stole that bitch. Stole all the new motherfucking twins. Gold in a motherfucking circle. And I hit that bitch in that fucking shit. Hey, you already know who it is. Big AJ. Big Katie. Big AJ. Big Katie, and I hit that nigga in that middle fucking shit. Hit that nigga shit. I ain't even know what I'm motherfucking saying right now. And I caught that nigga in his fucking head. And I split that beat. And I hit that nigga shit. And I hit that big nigga. Hit him in his fucking head. Hit him in his fucking shit. Hit him in his motherfucking head. In the fucking head. Ayy.